The first scene of Behemoth shows an excavating project in the distance. Mechanical earthmovers and shovels are positioned on terrain that has already been cut out by other machines, and after a brief period of silence, the piece is broken by a deafening explosion that scatters sheets of dust into the air. When viewed from a distance, catastrophe might appear positively breathtaking. In the blink of an eye, everything erupted, killing all the researchers and scattering the vital tool that had been used to read the anomaly. Then what? Who will defend the planet? Thomas, a builder, went to the mountain with his team to carry out their regular tasks of digging and felling trees, but an awful tragedy took place. Typically, residents who live in the cities frequently feel the earth trembling, but over time, because nothing bad happened, they give up trying to solve the problem and carry on with their regular lives. At the construction site, one of Thomas's employees, Joe, noticed a strange object there. He asked Thomas if he knew what it was, and Thomas replied that he didn't. Suddenly, a tree branch fell on Joel's leg, and he fell to the ground. Everyone was shocked and rushed to the scene, but they all felt it wasn't going to be anything serious because it was a work hazard. In order to get Joe into the truck so they could get to the hospital, Thomas asked one of his men to confirm what had happened. As he was lifting Joe up, he was already dead, and Thomas was thinking, "Whoa, that the hell happened? Just a branch of wood and Joe is gone. What might be the reason?" A citizen called the weather forecasters Sarah and Daniel to report that sensors on Lincoln appear to be failing in 2 of the boxes. Daniel was fast asleep and exhausted when Sarah called him to find out what was going on. When he didn't answer right away, she threw a cup of coffee on him to get his attention. Daniel muttered to Sarah's behavior. They discussed the change in data recorded from Mount Lincoln, which is more like a slow-moving play shift. Sarah decides to go out to do some field readings. She informs Daniels that will take more than printouts to persuade the locals and most importantly the sheriff that something is amiss. She determined to persuade the sheriff, who is her uncle, to move people from the county. Thomas is at his father's house and notices a lot of research papers. He asks what his father was up to, and asks if he takes his medication. Williams protests to take it later, because using it now will affect his thinking. He was having some sort of epiphany or revelation. He further inform and bring to Thomas's notice some predicted occurrence which didn't align with the prediction anymore. He concluded that something negative is about to happen. Thomas implored Williams to use his medications once again and dropped him off at Monica's place. He explained to Zoe that the Mayans thought there was a monster in the underworld that would one day emerge to seek vengeance on the community. Why did the Mayans believe that a monster would seek revenge on them? Every society, then, has its own eschatological stories. The result of Sarah's research was a 3-foot-high leak of carbon dioxide that would suffocate. She encountered Thomas and Uncle Matty the sheriff and helped save his dog by picking it from the ground on time so as to avoid the carbon dioxide suffocation. William warns Grace not to go to Mount Lincoln, but she wouldn't listen. He then tells her of his illusory beast, and how to kill it. Thomas and Emily studies the result recorded from reading the movement of the Earth, and gaseous emissions. A geologist came to Thomas, so as to hire him to guide through climbing the mountain. This is Grace, Professor's daughter. Despite the chaos on the ground, she went camping with her boyfriend, Jared, on Mount Lincoln for a weekend. Unfortunately, the camping trip didn't go well because Jared was killed by mysterious creatures they encountered on the mountain. What a sad ending. Emily went straight away with Thomas to tell Uncle Matty what had happened. They exchanged pleasantries and Emily implored Matty to make the right decision by evacuating the county. The readings they've gathered show the ground temperature increasing and there are fissures opening up all over the mountain. Unconvinced, Matty argues with Emily, who complains about changes of Mount Lincoln's soil and coupled with gaseous emissions, and further implore him to move away so as to save lives and properties. Emily tells her uncle that they stand to gain in decision of leaving, and if nothing happens, then they have taken precautions, and if the county blows up as expert predicted, then he already saves the lives and property of the people. The sheriff promised to make the call. Emily hoped for him to be there. Thomas asks William about Grace, but it appears that she already left the house for the mountain. Thomas set out to find her. Before leaving, he demanded William to stay safe. Emily decided to go with him. Professor William met Zoe to take her along. She was surprised by the people's movement and asks what's going on. Thomas meets the geologist, Jack, on the mountain. He inquires why they are back. Thomas informs him Ankit his sister's absence and he is here to find her. Jack's leg was already broken, so was asked to go for treatment. Jack insisted on finding the case he was there for. The case contains crucial information. He further explained that his workplace noticed a subsonic boom in the Pacific Ocean 6 months ago. At 8 various places around the world, sounds of Russian, Japanese, American, and similar origin may be heard. The strongest source might be found right here, 1 mile below Mount Lincoln. Thomas decided to join him in finding it. Emily warns about getting Grace. Leave this mountain immediately and stop looking for equipment. The beast appeared and killed Jack. Before dying he asks Thomas to help him and gave him the necessary information to attack the beast. They sighted the equipment and determined to get it immediately. They acquired the necessary equipment and later discovered Grace, who was on the verge of passing out. If Jack was correct, that is all the more reason to get moving. Emily brought out the sat-nav map of the area. Thomas then decided they go to the Rangers' Spotfire landing zone. Maybe perhaps they would get a helicopter. Grace stated that she now understand why they refer to this area as the climber's graveyard. There is no hope of escape and there is no way we won't survive down there. Fortunately, there is a helicopter there. In the geologist case, Thomas found a military bazooka in it and need to learn how to properly fire the bazooka weapon in order not to miss the target because it had just 1 shot. Emily and Grace ignite the helicopter's engine. With only 2 shots to be made, Thomas made the first shot but didn't affect the beast, and before making the second Grace remembered her father's last word to her before leaving. She instructed Thomas on how to shoot it by shooting the rocket down her throat, which would then split her heart in half. She informed her brother that was what William was alluding to when he instructed her on how to shoot the monster. He was referring to this creature as a Marduk-like chaos demon embodiment. The description helped the shot be successful. They move forward as they accomplish their goal. They later meet William and Zoe and everyone feels relieved and good. Thanks for watching. That is all for today. Subscribe and like it, if you want more videos like this.